Hello, everybody. Miss Debbie here. It is so nice to be with you this evening. There's a breeze blowing, the sun is going down. It seems to be going down a little bit earlier these days as we into the late summer and early autumn. But the weather is still enjoyable for now until we hit maybe hurricane season or something like that. But here we are tonight on this beautiful evening. So let's start our pajama story time. Hello, everybody. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hello, everybody. How are you? How are you today? Right? We talked about how many different types of waves there are. Like some people wave like this, and some people go like this. The queen kind of puts her hands in a little concave and goes like this, and the pope just holds up his hand like that. And my favorite new one is I just go and let my fingers wave like that. So we are going to do our favorite song, "Where Is Thumpkin?" And all my friends love this song, so I just keep it in my repertoire. So you make your two fists. You close up your hand, that's called a fist, and you put them in your lap. Where is Thumpkin? Where is Thumpkin? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. By the way, this Thumpkin, I almost sliced his head off with a knife, so you must be very careful if you're going to use a knife. Always have somebody help you. Where is Pointer? Where is Pointer? Here I am. Here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away. Run away. Where is Tall Lady? Where is Tall Lady? Here I am. Here I am. How are you today, ma'am? Very well, I thank you. Stride away. Stride away. Where is Ringman? Where is Ringman? Here I am. Here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away. Run away. Where is Pinky? Where is Pinky? Here I am. Here I am. How are you today, dude? Very well, I thank you. Skip away. Skip away. Good job. Now squeeze your fingers. Squeeze them. Yeah, get a little warmth back into them. And, you know, because we're going to be sleeping a long time, and maybe you sleep like this or like I do with my hands all curled up, but you want your hands and your fingers to go to bed in a good relaxed state, as the rest of you should be in a good relaxed state. So, our first book tonight is one of my favorites, Anansi and the Moss-Covered Rock. Anansi is a trickster spider from the Ashanti African tradition. And sometimes he takes the form of a man, but mostly he takes the form of a spider. But whatever, his books, his stories are remarkable. This one is about a moss-covered rock. I love these books. And here is a picture of a rock with moss all over it. And I'm sure if you went out into your yard and looked under kind of an old tree in the shady part of the yard, that you might find on the roots of the tree or even on the dirt some moss. And this moss is like soft green stuff. It's very, very pleasant type of growth. Anansi and the Moss-Covered Rock. Now you can tell who lives in this house because there's a spider web. That's Anansi's house. And there's Anansi. There's no food on his porch. Once upon a time, Anansi the spider was walking through the forest when something caught his eye. it was a strange moss-covered rock. How interesting, Anansi said. Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock? Well, kapoom! Down, everything went black, and down fell Anansi on his back senseless. An hour later, Anansi woke up. His head was spinning. He wondered what had happened. I was walking along the path when something caught my eye. I stopped and said, "Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?" Kapoom! Down fell Anansi again. But this time, when he woke up an hour later, he knew what was happening. "Aha!" said Anansi. "This is a magic rock. And whenever anyone comes along and says the magic words, 'Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?' down he goes." "This is a good thing to know," said Anansi, "and I know just how to use it." So Anansi went walking through the forest until he came to Lion's house. Lion was sitting on his porch. At his feet was a great pile of yams. Anansi loved yams, but he was too lazy to dig them up himself. Anansi said to Lion, "Hello, Lion. It's very hot today. Don't you think so?" "Oh, yes, Anansi," said Lion. "It is terribly hot." "I am going for a walk in the cool forest," said Anansi. "Would you like to come?" "I certainly would," said Lion. So Lion and Anansi went walking through the forest. After a while, Anansi led Lion to a certain place. "Lion, do you see what I see?" "Oh, yes, Anansi," said Lion. "Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?" Kapoom! Down fell Lion. Anansi ran back to Lion's house and made off with Lion's yams. Not nice. An hour later, Lion woke up. His head was spinning. Anansi was nowhere in sight, and when Lion got home, he found that every single one of his yams was missing, and Lion was very sad. Now, why do you think he was very sad? Well, first of all, Anansi stole his food, and second of all, Anansi is his friend. Do friends do that to each other? I don't think so. Lion was very sad. But Anansi was very happy. He couldn't wait to play his trick again. Once more, Anansi went walking through the forest. This time he stopped at Elephant's house. Elephant was sitting on his porch. At Elephant's feet was a great pile of bananas. Anansi loved bananas, but he was too lazy to pick them himself. So he said to Elephant, "Hello, Elephant. Isn't it hot today?" "Oh, it is," Elephant agreed. "I am going for a walk in the cool forest," Anansi said. "Would you like to come?" "That sounds nice," said Elephant. "Thank you for inviting me, Anansi." So Anansi and Elephant went walking through the forest. After a while, Anansi led Elephant to a certain place. "Elephant, look! Do you see what I see?" Elephant looked. "Yes, I do, Anansi. Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?" Kapoom! Down fell Elephant. Anansi ran back to Elephant's house and made off with all the bananas. An hour later, Elephant woke up. His head was spinning. Anansi was nowhere in sight. And when he got back home, he found that every single one of his bananas was gone. And Elephant was very sad. But Anansi was very happy. he played his wicked trick again. He played it on rhinoceros and hippopotamus. He played it on giraffe and zebra. He played it on every single animal in the forest. What a bad boy. But all this time, watching from behind the leaves, was little bush deer. Little bush deer is small and shy and very hard to see. She watched Anansi play his wicked trick again and again on all the other animals. Little bush deer decided it was time for Anansi to learn a lesson. So little bush deer went deep into the forest where the coconut trees grow. She climbed a coconut tree and threw down a great many coconuts. She carried the coconuts home in a basket and set them on her porch. Then she sat down beside them to wait. In a little while, along came Anansi. Anansi's eyes lit up when he saw little bush deer's coconuts. Anansi loved coconuts. He loved to eat the tender white coconut meat and drink the sweet coconut milk inside. But he was much too lazy to gather coconuts himself. Instead, he said, "Hello, little bush deer. It is so hot today." Little bush deer smiled. "It is very hot, Anansi," she said. "I am going for a walk in the cool forest. Would you like to come?" "Yes, I would," said little bush deer. Do you hear my dog barking? Because I'm sitting outside this evening. It's just so pleasant. So Anansi and little bush deer went walking through the cool forest. After a while, Anansi led little bush deer to a certain place. "Little bush deer, look! Look over there! Do you see what I see?" Little bush deer knew all about Anansi's trick. She looked. "No, Anansi, I don't see anything." "You must see it. Look very carefully." Little bush deer looked. "No, I still don't see anything," she said. Anansi began to get angry. "You must see it. Look over here. Look right where I'm pointing. Do you see it now?" "No, no, Anansi," said little bush deer. Anansi stamped his legs. "You see it. You just don't want to say it." "Say what?" said little bush deer. "You know." "Is that what I'm supposed to say?" "Yes," said Anansi. "All right, then I will say it to make you happy." "You know," said little bush deer. "There, I said it. Are you satisfied?" "No," Anansi shouted. "You're not supposed to say you know." "What am I supposed to say?" "You're supposed to say, 'Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?'" Kapoom! Down fell Anansi. Little bush deer ran and got all of the other animals. Together they went to Anansi's house and took back all the good things he had stolen from them. So there's lion and the yams, elephant and the bananas, rhinoceros and the watermelon, hippo and the pineapples, giraffe and the grapefruit, zebra and the tomatoes. And they're all smiling. An hour later, Anansi woke up. His head was spinning. Little bush deer was nowhere in sight. And when Anansi got home, he found his house as empty as it was before. But if you think Anansi learned his lesson, you're mistaken, because he is still playing tricks to this very day. The end. Isn't that a fabulous story? Next week we'll have another Anansi story. And we're just going to have so much fun because Anansi is a hoot. He is just a mischievous little boy, if you will. He is a hoot. So let's sing our Skidamarink song, because that's a song about friendship. Skidamarink-a-dink-a-dink, skidamarink-a-doo. I love you. Skidamarinka-tink-a-tink, skidamarinka-doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Oh, skidamarinka-tink-a-tink, skidamarinka-doo. I love you. Cha-cha-cha. Ah, that's a feel-good story. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Our next story tonight is called Guess Who by Margaret Miller. Margaret Miller is a photographer who loves to take photographs. And if you're any kind of creative picture taker, you could make up stories just like this. I'd like to make up stories just like this. So, here's the first question. Who goes to school? Here's a classroom with some blocks in it, pictures on the wall. So who goes to school? Do seagulls go to school? How about puppies? Maybe umpires? Stuffed animals? Do any of those things go to school? No. Children go to school. Maybe that's preschool or kindergarten. Who cleans your teeth? Make a big smile. Cheese. Who cleans your teeth? A cat? Does a cat lick your teeth clean? How about a shoemaker? A window washer? A rubber ducky? No, none of those things. Who cleans your teeth? A dentist. La dentista. Who cuts your hair? Does a chef cut your hair? He uses a knife. How about a tailor? She uses a knife or a scissors. A gardener? A gardener uses a scissors. How about a polar bear? Do any of those cut your hair? No. A barber cuts your hair, or a hairstylist. Who wakes you in the morning? I like his sheets. They look like mine. Does a hot air balloon wake you in the morning? No. How about a puppet? Maybe your mommy wakes you with a puppet. A lion? Roar. How about a marching band? Nah. Well, for this boy, who wakes him in the morning? His dog. Probably licks his face. Who flies an airplane? A school bus driver? I don't think so. A statue? The statue has wings. Maybe she flies an airplane. How about a turtle? Look at those flippers. They could be wings. How about a baby? Baby fly an airplane? Hope not. Who flies an airplane? A pilot. And this pilot is a lady. Look at all those instruments on the dashboard. Wow. So cool. Do you ever think about being a pilot? Who makes your bread? You go to the store and buy bread. Does a giraffe make your bread? Probably not. A juggler? He's juggling bagels, but I don't think he makes your bread. How about an artist? Nope. A potter? No. Who makes your bread? A baker. Look, the baker is putting all those loaves into the oven. Or at least he's taking them out nice and crispy, brown, and ready to eat warm bread. Who fixes your car? This is a picture of people looking under the hood of the car where the engine is. So who fixes your car? A crab? A plumber? A plumber fixes things, but he fixes things that use water. How about a clown? Does a clown fix your car? This clown is trying to fix a toy car. A veterinarian? Now a veterinarian fixes animals. So who fixes your car? A mechanic. You have to know a lot about different kinds of cars. Who delivers your mail? It's fun to get mail. Does a magician deliver the mail? No. A pitcher delivers a pitch. How about a police officer? Nope. Busy doing other things. A parrot? Nope. Even though that parrot is holding a letter, it's not delivering your mail. So who delivers your mail? A letter carrier. You've seen mailmen around. They wear a uniform that looks like this, and they carry a big sack with all the mail in it. Some mailmen or ladies use a truck. Who takes your picture? A violinist? Now he's busy playing. How about a monkey? Nope. A dog groomer? A carpenter? No. Who takes your picture? Come on. A photographer. Click, click, click. How fun to have your picture taken. The end. Oh. Do you hear the train in the background? I live in a noisy neighborhood. Cheers. I was just in dusty Colorado hiking, and very dusty, and it's very high up the mountain, and the air gets thin up there. So your throat gets dry with dust and thin air. But I'm back in New Jersey, and we've got moist air, and I think it's raining all this week. So let's do one of my very favorite summertime songs is called "On Top of Spaghetti." And we used to sing it last year during our pandemic shutdown when I started to do our story times for New Providence Library, and this was one of my favorite songs. And I think if you go back on the YouTube channel, you could go back to those pajama story times and find some of the best books that we read back then. And I recorded them right here in my backyard. So, on top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese, I lost my poor meatball. When somebody sneezed, it rolled off the table, plop, and onto the floor. My poor little meatball rolled out of the door. It rolled in the garden and under a bush. And now my poor meatball is nothing but mush. But the mush was as tasty could be. And early next summer grew into a tree, and the tree was all laden with beautiful moss, and it grew great big meatballs and tomato sauce. So if you eat spaghetti all covered with cheese, hang on to your meatball and don't ever sneeze. Hopefully, if anyone sneezes, they cover their mouth so they don't go ha-chew all over your meatball. That's not good. So, is it time for Lily White's party? Well, not yet. Not quite yet. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The doors on the bus go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut, all through the town. The driver on the bus says, move on back, move on back, move on back. The driver on the bus says, move on back, all through the town. The people on the bus go side to side, side to side, side to side. The people on the bus go side to side, all through the town. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 all through the town. The babies on the bus go wow, 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 wow. The babies on the bus go wow, 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 all through the town. The mommies on the bus go shh, 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 shh. The mommies on the bus go shh, 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 all through the town. So it is time for Lily White's party. Okay, let's get ready for bed. This is the way we wash our face, wash our face, wash our face. This is the way we wash our face before we go to bed. This is the way we comb our hair, comb our hair, comb our hair. This is the way we comb our hair before we go to bed. This is the way we brush our teeth, brush our teeth, brush our teeth. This is the way we brush our teeth before we go to bed. This is the way we blow a kiss, blow a kiss, blow a kiss. This is the way we blow a kiss before we go to bed. Okay, let's have one more story, a nighttime story to settle us in. So if you're in bed, just snuggle down into those pillows. You've already washed your face and brushed your teeth and combed your hair. The kiss can hold off for a little while until we finish our stories. Good night, construction site. Look at how the digger is cradling the moon. What a great picture that is. And in this story, I don't know, is the sun going down? It looks like the crane is lowering the sun. Good night, construction site. And here's the owl. The owl is the bird of the night. Owls come out at night to do their hunting for their food. And in this picture, it looks like the moon is sleeping on top of the building that's being built. And the stars are out. Down in the big construction site, the tough trucks work with all their might to build a building, make a road, to get the job done, load by load. So there you see a bulldozer, a crane, a dump truck, a digger, and a cement mixer, all working very hard as a team. The sun has set, the work is done, it's time for trucks to end their fun. So one by one they'll go to bed to yawn and rest their sleepy heads, then wake up to another day of rough and tough construction play. And there's the big sun going down, and they're all parked in their ready to sleep position. Working hard to help his team, crane truck raises one last beam. Reaching, stretching, lifting high, he swings the beam into the sky. He'll set it down right on its mark, then off to bed. It's almost dark. He slowly folds his boom back in And then with one last sleepy grin, he tucks himself in nice and tight. Then cuddles up and says good night. Shh, good night, Crane Truck. Good night. Oh, he's sleeping with his little bear. So cute. Spinning, churning all day long, Cement Mixer sings his whirly song. Now yawn, he's weary and so dizzy from the fun that keeps him busy. With one last spin, he pours the load. He's ready now to leave the road. He takes a bath, gets shiny bright, pulls up his chute, turns off his light. He cuts his engine, slows his drum, and dreams sweet dreams of twirly fun. Shh, good night, Cement Mixer, good night. Look, he put his cute little blanket on top of himself. Isn't that sweet? I'm ready for bed too. I want my pillow and my baby bear and my blankie. Dump Truck loves to work and haul. He carries loads both big and small. Look at that, he carried one rock. He moves the dirt from place to place, then dumps it with a happy face. One final load spilled on the heap. Crunch! Now Dump Truck's tired and wants to sleep. He lowers his bed, locks his gate, rests his wheels, it's getting late. He dims his lights, then shuts his doors, and soon his engine slows to snores. Shh, good night, Dump Truck, good night. I love this book. Pushing with his mighty blade, Bulldozer works to smooth the grade. He clears the way to level ground and fills the air with thunderous sound. Roar! No one's as tough and strong as he, but now he's sleepy. He puffs some smoke out of his stack, turns off his engine, stops his track. He curls into his soft dirt bed and dreams of busy days ahead. Shh. Good night, Bulldozer. Good night. Look, it looks like a pillow on a bed. Scooping gravel, dirt, and sand, Excavator shapes the land. He digs and lifts throughout the day. Arg! But now it's time to end his play. A few more holes to dig, and soon he'll roll to bed beneath the moon. Oh, so that's what it's called, an excavator. I was calling it a digger. Very important machinery. Excavator. Can you say that word? Excavator. He twirls upon his bumpy track, pulls up his boom, stretches his back. He sets his scoop down on the ground and snuggles up without a sound. Shh. Good night, Excavator. Good night. These big trucks, so tough and loud, they work so hard, so rough and proud. Tomorrow is another day, another chance to work and play. Look at, they're all tucked in. Turn off your engines, stop your tracks, relax your wheels, your stacks and backs. No more huffing and puffing, team. It's time to rest your heads and dream. Construction site, all tucked in tight. The day is done, turn off the light. Great work today. Now, shh, good night. Good night, construction site. The end. And good night to you too, because you've had a busy day, maybe of work and play. And now it's time to rest your sleepy head and have sleep dreams and wake up in the morning refreshed and ready to start all over. So now I will say, go hippity hop to bed. I'd rather stay up instead. When mother says must, there's nothing but just go hippity hop to bed. And if you're lucky, if it's dark enough, you may see Twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. I love to look at the stars, do you? Thank you for joining me for story time. I wish you a beautiful night's sleep, sweet dreams, and wake up ready to go for another day. And I just want you to remember, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Good night. I love you. Come and see me at the library. I'll be there.